Good afternoon. I'm Angela Cabellin, Chief of Staff to County Executive Ball. Welcome to those who are joining by live stream and to those who are here today. I want to recognize our elected attendees who are in attendance. We'd like to thank Councilmember Deb Young from District 4 and Board of Education member Meg Ricks. I'm thrilled to kick off today's press conference by introducing a leader among leaders who has especially been on the forefront during these tumultuous times. Please join me in welcoming Howard County Executive, Dr. Calvin Ball.
Thank you so very much, Angela, and thank you all for being here today. The past few weeks have been unprecedented as Howard County has navigated an evolving landscape of state and federal funding uncertainty. However, here in Howard County, we continue to work together collaboratively to prioritize our school's most pressing building and infrastructure needs. As your Howard County executive, we have worked in partnership with our school system to successfully replace Talbot Springs Elementary, renovate and expand Hammond High, open Guilford Park School, and secure land for a Turf Valley Elementary School. Additionally, we're excited to begin the applications and research laboratory expansion project this September and construction of the Faulkner Ridge Regional Pre-K Center this winter. Both capital projects support the goals of the Blueprint for Maryland's Future to develop workforce programs and expand pre-K opportunities. Today, I'm excited to announce that I will fully fund the Board of Education's FY26 capital budget request. This marks the fourth consecutive year that we have fully funded the school capital budget, bringing our total investment to more than $100 million in funding this year alone. In this year's capital budget, we are advancing two major projects to address deferred maintenance needs and school capacity in Howard County. First, the Dunlogan Middle School renovation and addition project will receive $6.7 million in this year's budget, adding 136 new seats in a project that will cost approximately $85 million to complete. Second, the Oakland Mills Middle School renovation and addition project will receive more than $22 million in this year's budget, adding nearly 200 seats in a project that will cost approximately $82 million to complete. We are also fully funding school capital projects to secure our schools with a single point of entry so that our students and staff are safe and feel safer when they walk into every high school. Additionally, we are taking action to address deferred maintenance needs in our school buildings to ensure our children are learning in high-quality school environments. Last fall, our Board of Education requested approximately $52 million for systemic renovations and roofing projects. This winter, my team identified additional state funding available for Howard County. And these state's funds, through the Enrollment and Relocatable Classroom Program, were at risk of expiring this year, but not previously included in the original request. To maximize this state funding, I submitted a supplemental budget request totaling more than $9 million in state and local funds. I'm pleased to share that last night, our supplemental request was approved by our Howard County Council. And again, I want to thank each and every council member who supported this and acknowledge once again Councilmember Young, who's in the audience today. These supplemental funds will support critical roof replacements, new HVAC in high school gyms, as well as other needs to increase accessibility across our schools. This year's capital investment reflects the second highest investment of county funds in school construction projects in history. Furthermore, this brings our cumulative investment and school system projects to more than $500 million in the last 6 years. Our investments over the last 6 years represent nearly 50% of all capital investments toward Howard County Public Schools during the last 15 years. And because of these investments, Howard County school buildings are graded by the Interagency Commission on School Construction as the second youngest in the state, a key marker of building health and the renovation, replacement, and maintenance of existing buildings. This sizable investment would not be possible without the commitment of our partners at every level. I want to thank Superintendent Bill Barnes, Board Chair Mosley, and the entire Board of Ed for putting forth a strong and attainable capital budget that puts safety, critical infrastructure, and deferred maintenance forward as major priorities. I also want to thank our Howard County delegation and partners. I'm constantly in contact with our delegation as they fight for Howard County in Annapolis to secure and maximize all possible funding. Specifically, I'd like to acknowledge Senator Guy Gazzoni, our chair of the state's Budget and Tax Committee, for passing the state legislation in 2015 to create these important funding streams and continuing to work with our local leaders to maximize all funding. Our dear former delegate, Frank Turner, who we lost just last month, was also a key champion of these state funds to enhance the quality of our educational facilities in Howard County. Together, we will continue to champion high-quality facilities that cultivate young minds and support the physical, mental, and emotional and academic health of our students and educators. Thank you.
Thank you, County Executive Ball. And now I'm honored to welcome a fierce leader for our public school system, Superintendent Bill Barnes.
Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for uplifting the opportunities, Dr. Ball. Thank you for uplifting the opportunities we have for addressing the capital needs in our school system. And thank you for announcing that you're going to fully fund the board's capital budget request. I know that the capital budget issue and issues surrounding the capital budget are of primary importance to the county executive, members of our county council, members of our Board of Education, and our community. And I'm proud of the significant advocacy that has been brought forward by so many people, advocacy that works to define the high expectations that we have for our school building and for our children. Past advocacy has resulted in many achievements. Dr. Ball pointed out, and in addition, we're proud of the work that was done at the addition of Hammond High School, building Guilford Park High School, and we're looking forward to the significant renovations at Faulkner Ridge Center, which will begin a transformation of our pre-kindergarten programming model. It wasn't that long ago when advocates in our community and our delegation, county council, county executive, uplifted these projects as significant needs, and then they put their actions behind that advocacy to make them a reality. And today, and moving forward, we're going to work quickly to address our new set of significant needs. And we're going to do that collaboratively through the capital planning project. And I want to commend the school system's new Chief Operating Officer, Mr. Cornell Brown, and his team for leading a process that will reimagine how we are assessing and prioritizing capital projects. Yes, thank you, Mr. Brown. While the capital planning process will always include and result in passionate testimony on behalf of the projects that are emerging year to year, the new prioritization process seeks to standardize the considerations and uplift the most urgent projects for board consideration. And that is to be done with a sense of transparency so that the community, our funding partners, and our county partners can follow along year to year on the needs of the school system. I want to thank and uplift the work of many students, staff, family, and community advocates who have brought forward that passionate testimony this year, who have participated in public meetings and made clear to me your expectations for action. The process and outcomes are so much stronger when done collaboratively, and I value the voice of every person who took the time to participate in and then influence the capital budget process. I want to conclude by thanking Board Chair Mosley and members of our Board of Education who work hard to advance a thoughtful capital budget request. I want to thank County Executive Ball and members of the County Council for being important partners in this process and helping provide the funding necessary to tackle many renovations and other projects our school buildings desperately need. And finally, to the Interagency Commission on School Construction and our state legislative officials, thank you for your continued efforts to provide necessary funding to Howard County for school capital projects. Thank you.
Thank you, Superintendent Barnes. Now we are pleased to welcome a longtime board member who now chairs the Board of Education, Jolene Mosley.
Hello, good afternoon, and thank you, County Executive Ball, for hosting this opportunity to collaboratively uplift important capital improvement resources being allocated to the school system. I appreciate the difficult decisions that are before the County Executive, the County Council, the Board of Education, and the Superintendent, because we are currently having to overcome years of underfunding being allocated to our school's capital needs. The high level of needs in many of our buildings weren't discovered yesterday. They have existed and have been unfunded for decades, but it's not an excuse for today's leaders to allow these needs to go unaddressed. I commend the students, staff, family members, and community members who advocate so passionately and uplift the needs of our buildings. We all want our students and staff to learn and work in buildings that are comfortable, safe, and provide an ideal environment for teaching and learning. The Board of Education has listened to the passionate voices in our community, and the board collectively uplifted the priorities of the capital budget request. We also identified several other systemic renovations and modernizations, roofing projects and equipment, and ongoing projects such as relocatable classroom, capital technology needs, and school parking lot extensions. Once again, I appreciate the ongoing collaboration and prioritization of the capital needs of our system with County Executive Ball and members of the County Council. I also want to extend appreciation to the Interagency Commission of School Construction for continued state funding, to the state legislative officials for continuing to advocate for capital dollars for our school capital projects. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair Mosley. And now we'll have hear from District 4. We'll hear from Council Member Deb Young.
Thank you. Just a few words. Thank you, thank you, thank you, County Executive Ball, for seeing how important these capital needs are. I know that you not only recognize them for the future in the budget that you're announcing today, but recognizing them even as we're ongoing from the extra $9 million that we will now be getting from the county and from the state to continue with all of the important work that we are doing here to ensure that our schools are well maintained and that we are moving forward on putting a big dent in that really big hole that we have that will eventually be filled, I hope, Mr. Brown. And I think if anybody can move us down that path in a way that makes sense, our new CAO, Mr. Brown, and thank you very much, Mr. Barnes, for appointing this gentleman, that Mr. Brown will be able to do this. And if anybody can fund it, we've got the person right behind me. So again, thank you, County Executive Ball. Thank you, Mr. Barnes. Thank you, Ms. Mosley, for being the kind of leader that we need on the school board to make sure that this gets done. And I know that we will be making great leaps forward, not only with this budget, but with the money that was allocated this week.
Thank you, Councilmember Young. And now we'll open up to press if there are any questions from our press here today. Okay, hearing no questions, I want to thank those who have joined on the live stream and to all those who are here today. Thank you. This now concludes our press conference.